When people talk about the MCU's best characters, the conversation usually circles around the same names. Tony Stark, Steve Rogers, Peter Parker, characters defined by iconic moments and universe-shaping events. But if you strip all that away and focus on something more important than power, popularity, or scale, one character quietly stands above the rest. Not because he saves the world, not because he has the most impressive abilities, and not even because he has the darkest tone. Daredevil is the MCU's best written character because every part of his story is built on constant internal conflict that never truly goes away. Matt Murdock is not a character who changes once and moves forward. He's a character who is always balancing on the edge of contradiction, trying to live two lives that actively destroy each other and hurt the ones he loves in the process. He's a blind lawyer who believes in the justice system, due process, and the idea that people can be redeemed through the law. And the other half of him is Daredevil, a man who beats criminals in the streets because he knows that the same system fails constantly. In the show, he's never able to fully settle into either identity. There is no version of Matt Murdock where things are peaceful because his beliefs are fundamentally in conflict with his actions. A major pillar of the character is his faith. Matt is a devout Catholic, and unlike most superhero characters, religion is not a background flavor. Here it is central to everything. He believes in forgiveness, he believes in redemption, and he believes that killing is a sin. But at the same time, he spends his nights inflicting extreme violence on criminals, often pushing right up to the line of lethal force. The contradiction isn't ignored in any form of media. What makes Daredevil so different from most MCU characters is that he is never allowed to feel fully in control of his life. Even in moments of victory, there is always a cost. If he wins as Daredevil, he loses something as Matt Murdock. The character is completely designed around imbalance. That's also why Matt Murdock as a civilian is just as important as Daredevil in a suit. A lot of superheroes have alter egos that feel like disguises, but Matt's life as a lawyer and a broken human being is not separate from Daredevil. It is the foundation of it. Matt is not a perfect lawyer who becomes violent at night. He is flawed in both identities. He lies to his closest friends, he manipulates situations, he makes emotional decisions that backfire, and he repeatedly pushes away the people who care about him the most. The show doesn't present him as a symbol of hope like a Superman. It presents him as just a regular dude. And because the character is so grounded in human flaws, the supporting cast becomes incredibly important. Characters like Foggy and Karen are not just background pieces of Matt's story, they are fully developed people who represent different moral positions and emotional anchors in his life. Foggy represents optimism and stability, someone who believes the law can work even when Matt stops believing in it himself. Karen represents truth and emotional honesty, but also chaos and trauma, often pushing Matt into uncomfortable emotional territory. These relationships are crucial to Matt's character development throughout the seasons. Then you have the villains. A hero is often defined by their enemies, and in this case, Daredevil is surrounded by some of the strongest villains we've seen. Wilson Fisk is not written as a traditional villain. He is written as a man who genuinely believes he is saving the city. He sees crime, corruption, and chaos and believes that the absolute control is the only solution. The conflict between Matt Murdock and Wilson Fisk works so well because they are mirrors of each other. Both are men trying to save the same city, both believe they are doing what is necessary. The only difference is method and morality. Their rivalry left a trail of bodies in their paths, and by the end of Born Again Season 2, it seems like they finally realized that. That's why their rivalry feels so personal and lasting. Then there is Bullseye, another key piece to Daredevil. Honestly, one of my favorite characters in all of comics, and I'm so happy how he was done in the show because Special Agent Poindexter is a badass. Where Fisk represents controlled power and ideology, Bullseye represents chaos and instability. He is someone who weaponizes precision and violence without moral grounding. In many ways, he acts as a dark reflection of Matt himself. Both are highly skilled fighters, both can be extremely precise in combat, but where Matt struggles to control his violent nature and constantly seeks redemption, Bullseye embraces destruction without remorse. That contrast makes every encounter between them feel like Matt is looking at what he could become if he lost his moral anchor completely. Bullseye is a psycho, and when Fisk makes him crack, it's truly amazing to see. One of the biggest reasons Daredevil stands above most MCU characters is that the writing is not afraid to let him fail. A lot of superhero storytelling avoids long-term consequences. Daredevil does the opposite. When Matt makes mistakes, they stick. There are entire stretches of the show where he is not winning in any traditional sense. Season 3 is where I really think the show is at its peak. At the start of the season, he's a complete mess. He's questioning his faith, his purpose, and whether Daredevil should even exist anymore. What makes season 3 so effective is that it doesn't resolve Matt's conflict by removing it. It resolves it by forcing him to redefine himself within it. He doesn't stop being conflicted. He learns how to live with it. He stops trying to fully separate Matt Murdock from Daredevil and instead accepts that both parts are necessary even if they constantly hurt him. And none of this would work without Charlie Cox's performance. He embodies every layer of Matt Murdock. The guilt, the charm, the anger, the exhaustion, the faith, and the self-destruction are all visible in his performance without ever needing to be over-explained. His dedication to the role is amazing, with him spending hours daily learning martial arts and also practicing how to actually walk like a blind man. He read all the source material, he did all his homework. Charlie Cox is a G, and he is a major reason as to why this character has so much success. At the end of the day, what separates Daredevil from the rest of the MCU is not his scale or spectacle, it's his depth. Most characters are written around what they can do. Daredevil is written around what he cannot resolve within himself. His story is not about becoming stronger, it's about trying to remain human in a life that constantly pushes him towards breaking that humanity. He is a man of faith who lives in violence, a lawyer who breaks the law, a protector who causes harm. He's a hero that truly never believes that he deserves the title. And that's the entire point of the character, and exactly what makes him so great.